KCAA, the station that leaves no listeners behind. Actually, the stations. We're 50 AM and 106.5 FM. I'm Mark Westwood here on the Williamson Taxsaver and More show. We have a lot of more today. It is the middle of summer. It is the fun time, the vacation time. A lot of people traveling the highways and byways, going to fishing and lakes and getting out of this heat. We've had a lot of heat. Kind of oppressive heat the last couple of days. But we're just here in the nice, cool studios of KCAA, along with Donald Williamson. Hello, Donald.
Hi there, Mark. And I want to say hi to all the radio listeners out there in Radio Land.
Wouldn't you know? Telephone rings. That's $5 penalty there.
Well,
it's probably your sister or Jim wanting to know when you're going to dinner, right?
Probably a garbage phone call. Let me see.
Oh.
It's a garbage phone call.
Oh, I just disconnected. Okay.
Blame them.
All right. Okay. $5 penalty for that. That's all right.
Shut it off.
Okay. Well, today's show is going to be a good show. It's all about, the first one is about helping people. And we will be interviewing Holly Warner-Kirkwood from the Yucaipa Calamasa Family Assistance Program in just moments. The second part of our show.
Family Assistance, I love that.
Yeah, Family Assistance Program. And then we have Adam on the second part of the show, Adam Granados. And Adam is with a play out in Rancho Cucamonga at the Lewis Family Playhouse. And it's called Matilda the Musical. And he plays we believe, the principal in that. So we will talk with him after the break. But first of all, before we go to Holly, I know that she's on the line. Should we wait in just a second? Give me 5 minutes of tax-saving tips.
Okay, I'm going to talk about several subjects, but I just added calamity disaster because I heard it talking about the fires, and it said Canada. Well, we don't have to go that far. We got fires all around here that's happening. The heat and the dry spell and all that, and then somebody sparks it from a.
There goes a minute. Okay, you got 4 minutes now.
I've seen it on TV. I've seen some dumb idiot driving an SUV through 1.5 feet tall or more dry grass.
Gosh, yeah.
It's crazy.
People got to be careful. People setting off fireworks and all kinds of stuff over this holidays. There are a lot of people you can affect in a city. A lot of people's homes are on the line. A lot of people's families and everything else, and we don't want to see another repeat of the Palisades or of the fires out in Altadena area. We just don't want that. So please be considerate of people.
But when that
use
happens,
your brains.
When that happens, though, is where I come in. After it's happened, remember that we don't want people paying property tax on something that's not there.
Right, that makes sense.
Burned down, it's
total
gone,
sense,
and so on. So it doesn't matter what disaster, and it can be a personal disaster. Maybe your house burnt down because somebody idiot shot them big fireworks up and they landed on top of your house and burned up.
Any fireworks that go in the air are illegal.
Or it can be fire, flood, wind, storms, earthquake, tornadoes, and any other kind of disaster I forgot to name. It doesn't matter. As long as it's 10,000 or more damage, you can ask the assessor to lower your property value until it's been fixed.
Yep.
And if it burns your house down, it may take 3 or 4 years to get that house replaced.
Right. And you don't want to be paying taxes on that.
That's true. And then I also want to talk about exemptions for the church. I've mentioned this before. Even my own church, that's why I keep mentioning it. I can tell people, you get the exemption form online. You can. But I suggest you go into the assessor's office. Now, to get a church exemption, not for the church, because that's the church of religious, no problem. The problem is, and it's not a problem for if you're a Catholic church, the rectory where the priests live, they get the exemption, no problem. It's for most churches, otherwise, where the pastor they give him a parsonage to live in for his family, and they're paying property tax on it. I never did for years. I never thought that was should be, but now I have found out from the State Board of Equalization that they have got a form. They call it the welfare exemption form. Has nothing to do with the old days. The welfare has nothing to do with that. That's just a name they give to it. And the head person under the welfare exemption department with a state board of equalization, Tess Moorhead. She told me that they now can apply to get an exemption by using the welfare exemption.
Right.
Well, and then my brain started looking back in the past because the same thing is true with the American Legion. And I mention it because they both run into a stumbling block, and they both are now. She also said that the American Legion of VFW can get an exemption using the welfare exemption. So that's the reason I bring both of them up together.
That's a good service. And if you want to find out more about this, Donald Williamson, you can call KCAA, and we will gladly refer you to Donald Williamson. And then Donald Williamson's easy to find. You can Google him too and find him. But he has got lots of information that we could go on for an entire hour about this.
We could go on and on, but they need to go to the website or to the assessor of that county, whatever county it is. These are state laws. And I prefer that they go there, go in and talk to them, because they're going to have problems getting it. And they can explain the welfare exemption, go over it with them. They need to get the instruction sheet. There's an instruction sheet. There's also an information sheet. Be familiar with it. Look at the form. Then go talk to the assessor's
That's
office.
the key to saving money and saving taxes is always remain vigilant, always, review, audit, and then always know the information. Donald Williamson, thank you so much for your tax saving tips today. We appreciate them, as we do always, every week here. Right about 3 o'clock, Donald Williamson will be here telling us how to save money. Donald, we got a couple of guests that we're going to interview. The first one is on the line right now. And, times are tough. Times are tough. Gas prices are going back up again. They were going down a little bit. Now they're going back up again. That affects the cost of groceries because it affects the cost of delivering the groceries from the warehouses and the farms to the grocery stores. So prices of food will go back up again. It's not looking real good for the average Joe right now. Rent's high. Everything is really expensive. And families especially have a struggle when you think about, you not just have a mom and a dad or maybe one child, but maybe there's 3, 4, 5 kids in the family. Or more. And maybe only one income. Maybe there's 2 incomes. Maybe there's an income and a half. Sometimes they're working each 2 jobs. The families are really stressed these days. And so they need assistance. And that's where our next person comes in. I want to welcome in. She spoke in front of my other group, the Ukaipa Mobile Home Residents Association. I'm chair of that organization. And this is Holly Warner Kirkwood. Good afternoon, Holly.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for inviting me on your program.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So, San Bernardino has a family assistance program, and I think Redlands might have one, but so does Ukaipa Calamasa. Is that correct?
It is, and we have been here a long time. I think about 77 years now, serving Ukaipa and Calamasa, kind of the whole area encompassed by our school district.
And you are the organizer of this? Is that your title?
Yes. My
Operations
official
Coordinator.
title is Operations Coordinator, yes.
Yes. And you do everything there, basically. You're the chief cook and bottle washer, kind of like I am around here. And, you have a lot of needs and a lot of, you need help, in other words. And I just learned not too long ago from Dave Devon from the Ukaipa Mobile Home Residents Association that you were looking for some help. Tell us about that.
Well, I don't do everything. I cannot take credit. We have now over 40 volunteers. It's kind of a small little building, and a small agency in some regards, but it's the little engine that could in other respects.
I like that.
And we've been reaching out to the community with asking for more volunteer help and trying to meet the needs of different demographics in our city. So one of the things that happened recently, I was reaching out to everyone I knew because we had a program that we were providing a large box of food to seniors once a month, and it was funded through the USDA, but our main food partner was the Community Action Partnership of San Bernardino. And we've just been struggling. We have a lot of strain on our volunteers. Many of them are kind of burning out, and so I didn't want to put anything else on them. And so I was reached out to the community to find out if we can get some people to help us out so that we can continue this program in some form.
And for
in
some
our
of your
community.
volunteers probably are going on vacation with their families, camping,
Yes.
whatever they're doing. And so this is the time of the year where it's hard to organize anything. A lot of groups take the July off or August off because of that. And, of course, you probably feel the need goes on regardless of whether it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. I would imagine you need volunteers all the time.
Exactly, and that's our big area. Especially, I get a lot of phone calls from people like, "Oh, I'll come volunteer for an hour," but our main need is really volunteers who can volunteer consistently on some kind of schedule, like give us a shift a week or a day a week that they can come help. It's a lot easier in terms of scheduling, and then we know we can rely on them. And I would say for volunteers, kind of what we're looking for. A lot of times we have recent retirees. There's quite a few pickleballers, local pickleballers that volunteer for family assistance. And it does involve standing and lifting. Like for example, the food boxes are probably 20 pounds. So we definitely need able-bodied people. We're also interested in anybody who has a truck who is willing to help with food pickups and deliveries too.
Yeah. And all of that just takes people power. And like you said, sometimes people burn out. Sometimes they go for a while and then they need a break. They may come back later. But, how is it mainly like delivering meals, or I heard, or what?
So what we offer at Family Assistance, we're located at 35075 Avenue B as in boy in Yucaipa. And we're open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 3. There, we offer a free food pantry. And we also have a low-cost thrift store, and we help unhoused individuals with clothing, hygiene products, and that kind of thing.
So it's not just families; it's unhoused individuals. Anyone.
A family is broadly defined. Yes. Households. Yes.
Household. Yeah.
So people can come for that. And what we're going to be kind of, I think, transitioning to with our senior box, it's a kind of a separate program. There's actually been some interest in one of our local churches when I was reaching out to various groups. A local church was interested in helping with us and maybe even transitioning over to actually delivering the food to our seniors. So one of the problems we were facing is that a lot of seniors don't have transportation. And so they weren't able to come to our Avenue B facility to pick up their boxes. And so we're trying to find people in the community who are willing to help out with that effort. And I think it's a good thing, too, especially for people who are kind of shut in, to have somebody come and deliver a box and maybe have a little conversation. Oh,
of course.
The social aspect of it, I think, will be really good for the seniors in our community. And that's a kind of demographic that we aren't really able to serve well. And so that's why we've been reaching out to partners.
Yeah. I would imagine you need partners, and, that is a really invaluable thing. Sometimes you have a senior or somebody, they don't see many people. So if you come and spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, it breaks up their day. It makes their week. I've visited some elderly people, and they were glad that I visited them. And, 2 weeks later, they're still telling me about a visit I had 2 weeks ago. They remembered things I didn't even think about again after I said it. But it's very important to them, and they kind of rewind that. Isn't that right, Don?
Yes, and I was just thinking that the county of San Bernardino, for the seniors, may have a program that may help them with transportation and so on.
Yeah, definitely.
We've seen that at our facility as well, that we get to know our clients, but also they get to know each other. And so it becomes a social thing as they're waiting in line to pick up their groceries, that people are talking and communicating. And I think that's really good in this kind of digital screen age, to be making contacts with real faces. I think that's very positive for everyone's health.
It is very positive. And you can just make a world of difference, ladies and gentlemen. So if somebody wants to volunteer, do you mind if I give it out, this phone number that I have? Oh, no, wait a minute. That's Adam's phone number. Let me do this phone number.
There's actually a little bit of information that you can find on our website. So our website is ycfamilyassist.org, or you can just Google Yucaipa Calamasa Family Assistance. And then on the menu, there's a volunteer button that you can click on the volunteer button, and there's an application with some questions about availability and what you're looking for, and it also gives you a feel for the kind of different sort of areas that we need volunteers. Because in addition to providing a free food pantry, we have it's a nonprofit thrift store which helps support that food pantry. So we take donations, and that's another really easy way people can help others, and it all stays local. It's not like donating to Goodwill or something like that. All the donations stay local and help our local community. So we can accept clothing, small housewares, books, and foodstuffs as well at our facility. And so that's just a really easy way to directly help the people living right here.
Right. And just a really easy way. So it's ycfamilyassist.org.
Yes. Yes, and there's a volunteer tab.
And YC, the Y and the C stand for Yucaipa, Calamasa, ycfamilyassist.org. And then there's a volunteer button there. And just real simple. You can also Google all that, Yucaipa, Calamasa Family Assistance, and it'll pull the website up, I would imagine. And, do volunteer. It makes you feel good, right?
It's a win-win, I think, for everybody. It does end up being a fairly high-paced work environment because we have multiple things going on. We have donations being sorted and processed and then being priced and put out in the thrift store. We have people helping the unhoused. We have people at the front counter. And then we have what we call the foodies, the food volunteers who are stocking the shelves and keeping the engine running, putting the fuel in. So there's different ways people can get involved.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent. And like I said, I was alluding to it just a little bit ago, when you help someone, and I've helped and done food lines and all that kind of stuff, you feel good afterwards. It is, you get rewarded. You get paid too. It's not just all work, and you get to meet new people, and you get to have new experiences, and you meet people you probably maybe never would have met before, either in the volunteer ranks or in the people you're helping. And it's a valuable experience. There's just no replacement for it. I have friends today that I made during that time. And
something I found that a lot of people like to pay it forward because they've been helped to themselves. And so it does feel good to then help somebody else. A lot of the people that we serve, they're experiencing food insecurity for no fault of their own. We get people who are coming in for the first time in some sort of crisis. Maybe they just lost their job, their home, maybe they're leaving a domestic violence situation. We try to identify them, and in addition to providing food, getting food on the table is the first need, but we also try to refer them to other social services. And you feel really good about seeing some success stories. Recently, there was a woman who was living in her car, working 2 part-time jobs and working, but couldn't afford housing, and we were helping her, and she managed to get a room, and then we provided her with a hot plate and a microwave, it's really nice to be able to help people who are trying to help themselves.
Right.
And I would say that that's pretty much true across the board. Most of the people we serve, they're helping themselves. In fact, I should mention, June was our biggest month ever. We served over 3,000 people. It's
wow.
A threefold increase recently. And of that 3,000, 40% are seniors. I'd say probably about a third, it's hard to know, but probably about a third are families with kids. And you're right, I think inflation has hit those groups the hardest because, a lot of seniors are on fixed income.
Yep.
And so then when their space rents or utilities, those get paid, and then whatever's left they can use for food, and sometimes there's just not that much left. And so we're kind of filling the gap for them.
Right. So how do people receive help and assistance from you? Are they referred to you, or can people just come to the Family Assistance Program, or how does that work?
Yes, anyone can come. It's an honor system. We assume if you're coming in the front door that you're in need. We currently do not take any proof of income or identification. And we ask that anyone visiting, they bring a plastic or some kind of reusable shopping bag for their groceries when they come in. And they'll come in and it's set up like a store. there'll be shelves with produce as well as shelf-stable food.
Mm-hmm.
And a self-choice refrigerator, and there'll be a number on each item for kind of the maximum number of that item that they can take, and so then they shop the shelves and choose the things that they like to eat. We do not provide a pre-packed bag because we want people to choose the things that they like to eat so that there's no food going to waste. And then in our lobby, I don't know exactly how people find us because we're kind of a small little storefront, but in our lobby, I do keep a list of all the other local food pantries. I think all the rest are churches, faith-based, and they're all on different days, and I try to always, when I find somebody new, I always try to give them that list so that they know that there's other places that they can go for food and help.
Right. And, if I remember right, you're just off of California Street. Is that correct?
Yes, we're on Avenue B, but the cross street is California, so we're kind of between Head Start and Green Valley Veterinary Hospital.
Okay, I know where you are. Yeah, and it is a small little building. You have to do a lot of stuff from that
We do.
headquarters.
It is long and skinny though, so there's a lot that you don't see from the street. It goes way back.
Well, that's good. You need all that. And if people want to contribute to you, they can go onto the website as well.
Absolutely, we have a donate button, or you can you can mail me a check. I'd be very grateful for that, of course, if you want to help support the cause. I will a little sound out here. We just received an award and a small grant from Morongo Band of Mission Indians. They're going to help us pay for meals at the holidays for our families, which is awesome. We did that last year, and we're doing it again. And it's nice to get some recognition. People know that we're doing really good work here that is really helping people. Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. That must be your slogan. Boots on the ground. The Yucaipa Calamasa Family Assistance Program. And I see my partner over here in communications, crime, and broadcasting mayhem is pulling out his checkbook right now. He's going to write you a check. I don't know. He always does that.
Well,
Donald
thank
Williamson.
you.
He's always very generous. I think
that last one she just mentioned, food. What was that one? Holly, what was that last meals that you just talked about?
Oh, for holiday meals.
Yeah,
yes.
Morongo
Band of Mission.
I'm going to give him a check to give you for $100. And
thank you so much. Bless your heart.
I don't know how he'll get with you to get it to you, but did I meet you at that Mobile Home Association?
Yes,
meeting?
you did. You
yes,
absolutely did.
yes.
Yep. This is a great cause, folks. It is one very, very much worthy. If you want to donate, and Holly, you mentioned mail you a check. Is there a post office box number or something?
There is. Yes, we don't receive mail at our facilities, so our post office box is P.O. Box 130 in Yucaipa.
Write that down.
130, Post Office Box 130. And, both Don and I are involved with a little group called Kiwanis. And I've been talking to some of my fellow Kiwanians about helping you guys out, too. And we're from
That would be wonderful. That's another great service organization in town. Kiwanis does a lot of really, really good work.
Yes.
Yeah,
we got a really good Yucaipa.
Yeah. We're from are you still with us, Holly?
Yes, I'm still here.
I heard a beep or something came from somewhere. We're from the Global Friendship Kiwanis Club in Yucaipa. And you know what? Somebody's trying to call on the other line, and our Spectrum has not fixed that yet. So anyway, we also talked. I talked at our district meeting yesterday with the Yucaipa Kiwanis Club as well. And we were talking back and forth about this. And I brought this up. I said, do you know Holly Warner Kirkwood? And they said they did. And I said, we need to get involved with her and help her and back her up. So we got you, Holly. We're gonna get some more information. And P.O. Box 130, Yucaipa, California, 92399 is always the zip code in Yucaipa, 92399. P.O. Box 130. Easy, folks. You can go on to ycfamilyassist.org, ycfamilyassist.org. And you know what, Holly, we've come to the end of our interview here. And Donald just handed me a check for $100. That's great. And I'll make sure that we mail it off to you. And
all right.
We thank you for
some parting some parting words here.
Sure.
Thank you for having me. And more than anything else, we really want to provide hope and comfort to people who are struggling, whether that's through a full bag of food or maybe just a kind word or gesture. I hope that no one ever feels embarrassed or ashamed to come and ask for help. We try to create a non-judgmental and respectful atmosphere where everyone feels welcome. And I'm just really glad that we have so much support in this community to make this possible. Nobody should go hungry.
Do you handle?
And we're happy to be doing that.
Do you handle perishable items, by the way?
Sorry, you cut out. Do I handle
Perishable?
what?
Do you have a kitchen where you handle perishable items, a freezer?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, great question. We have commercial refrigerators and commercial freezers. We actually regularly, there's some local gardeners who bring in produce from their gardens, and we can accept that.
All right. Well, wonderful. Thank you, Holly Warner Kirkwood. I always have to get those names in the right order. And we appreciate you and all the work you do. You're an angel right here in Yucaipa. And just Godspeed to you. And thank you so very much. Holly Warner Kirkwood from the Yucaipa Calamasa Family Assistance Program. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
And now we're going to go to a break, ladies and gentlemen. And right after our break, we're going to come back with Adam Granados very shortly, right here on the Donald Williamson Taxsaver and More show on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Southern California's Inland Talk Express is KCAA.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
One of the best ways to build a healthier local economy is by shopping locally. Teamster Advantage is a shop local program started by Teamster Local 1932 that has brought together hundreds of locally owned businesses to provide discounts for residents who make shopping locally their priority. Everything from restaurants like Corky's to fun times at SB Raceway and much, much more. If you're not currently a Teamster and you want access to these local business discounts, contact Jennifer at 909-889-8377, extension 224. Give her a call. That number again is 909-889-8377, extension 224.
KCAA.
KCAA 1050 AM 106.5 FM. You just listened to some musical excerpts from the musical called Matilda the Musical. I'm Mark Westwood along with Donald Williamson, and we are going to be speaking very momentarily with Adam Granados from the Lewis Family Playhouse in Rancho Cucamonga. And, it's summertime. It's time for backyard barbecues, swimming parties, and taking the kids out to some good, wholesome entertainment like this that involves kids, that involves things and fun and families and just a whole bunch of exciting things. And there's nothing better than musicals, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. When you go from a musical, you go into a musical and you forget the world around you. You forget whatever the troubles are around you, and you come out of there and you feel wonderful. And that's the wonderful magic of the theater. And so I'm glad for our next guest to invite him in and welcome Adam Granados. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you got that right. Thanks for having me.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. And you are in a play at the Playhouse in Rancho Cucamonga, and you play the part of
Miss Agatha Trunchbull. Yes.
Miss Agatha Trunchbull. Now you'll have to.
She is the principal of the school that Matilda goes to. Yes.
And you'll have to explain to me how you, a male, are playing a part of someone who's a female. It sounds like Agatha Trunchbull. Am I missing the mark here, or what?
No, you are right on. You are right on it. I'll just say this: it's a lot of padding and some very interesting makeup. It's played very a la Edna Turnblad, Hairspray kind of where you're watching a man in drag, but it's the magic of the theater. So you totally forget that it's me in that big costume and that extravagant makeup.
One of my favorite shows is on the BBC, and I watch it a lot. And it's been many seasons. It's called Mrs. Brown's Boys. Are you familiar with that one?
Yes, I am. I actually, when I was casted as Miss Trunchbull, I was looking kind of at like British style drag and how they do that. And Mrs. Brown was the first thing that came up on TikTok, and I just watched her and I was like, this is exactly what it is. Is you're not fooling anybody. You are true to the character, and you are just funny while doing it.
Funny. It's camp. It's kind of what we call camp. And
yes, 100%.
So I haven't seen this play yet. I saw some excerpts. I guess it was on Netflix a while back too, as well. And so I saw some excerpts.
Yeah, they remade the original movie. They remade the musical into a big Netflix film. Yes.
So this play starts July 18th, correct?
Yes. We have shows July 18th, 19th, the 25th, and the 26th. We have shows at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So we can be something that you go to in the morning, or we can be something that you go to in the evening and have a great night out in the theater.
Yeah. And excuse me, we have all kinds of communications problems today. Anyway, but thank you for sticking through that for a second. And tell me, are there a lot of children are involved in this musical as well? They're in the play itself, correct?
Yes. So we have we have 36 total in the cast as cast members. I believe there's about 16 or 17 kids on stage, and then we also have our Broadway camp, which there's 76 kids that are assisting in numbers. They're learning parts. They learn little dances. So they're also getting a chance to take part in this as well.
Broadway camp. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
You're kind of. Is it like a musical camp or
yeah, it offers kids in the community a chance to be a part of a big musical, and that's kind of what Val Verde Stage Production is kind of all about. They're all about bringing Broadway-style shows to the community and making things accessible, not just to theater goers, but performers of all ages as well. Mm-hmm. And they're giving us a chance to not have to drive all the way out to Los Angeles or drive all the way out to Orange County, but to see theater right in our area with performers that are from our area as well.
Okay. And, I was involved years ago when I was younger, much younger, in something called Junior University. I don't know if you're familiar with that organization or not out here on the east end of the world. It was a summer stock music theater for children, basically, written by William Dixon. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not, actually.
Okay. Well, they did them for many, many years. It was done at an outdoor amphitheater, and they would kind of take over the amphitheater about the end of May with auditions, and then they would put this original adaptation by William Dixon, and it was a summer musical group with lots of kids and children and some adults, and we had a full pit orchestra, and it was just a grand affair. It was a wonderful thing. It was a wonderful experience. Is this kind of similar to what Junior University is?
100%. It gives us an opportunity. We produce shows at Lewis Family Playhouse, which is at Victoria Gardens, and then they also have a little black box with about 99 seats in Fontana, and we've done all kinds of different shows. We have done In the Heights, Legally Blonde, a Chorus Line. We just did a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So you keep referring to we. Does this group have an actual name?
Yeah, Valverde Stage Productions.
Valverde Stage
They're also
Productions.
known as VSPI.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's what we're all doing. We are bringing Broadway to the Inland Empire in any way that we can, and we're bringing even some new ones coming up. We have Evita coming up. We also have another Roald Dahl classic, James and the Giant Peach, coming up, and then we also have SpongeBob, which is another musical that we have coming up as well.
SpongeBob SquarePants. All right.
Yes. So a lot of exciting things coming up, but right now we are on focus with Matilda, and it is such a great show, and these kids are fantastic. I cannot even tell you just the talent that is on this stage of all ages, really. But it is absolutely wonderful to see.
Absolutely wonderful. A worthwhile organization. That little black box, is that the Fontana Playhouse, or what's the name of that?
No,
place?
it's a little annex that they have that they've been producing shows in. Smaller audiences, more intimate shows, and then we have shows at Lewis Family that are more big and grandiose and allow you to really be immersed in the full scale of a Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
In Fontana?
That one's in Fontana, yeah. And tell me now, let's get back to the play at hand here, Matilda the Musical. And if you've never seen this, can you give us just a quick little synopsis of what the play is about?
Yeah, so the cool thing about Matilda the Musical is it doesn't take anything away from the Matilda story that some people know. They add a lot to the 1988 novel, which is written by Roald Dahl, and it follows the story of Matilda Wormwood, who is a little girl who's realizing that she is a lot different than the people around her in more ways than one. One of those being that she has telekinetic powers. So she uses those differences that she turns into strength, and she uses those to help those around her, and in doing so helps herself kind of find her own place in the world and stick up to people that don't think that she can be as wonderful as she actually is.
Okay. And the whole thing is kind of like her coming of age? The whole thing is like kind of her coming of age?
Yes, 100%. And it comes with everything that comes with coming of age, which is, sometimes you got to break some rules if, something's wrong, if something's not right. Sometimes it's about chosen family. It's got so much heart in it, and these kids do a wonderful job at portraying that story.
Oh, wonderful! And is there a live orchestra with that, or
we don't have a live orchestra for this particular production? We're actually using some tracks that we have, but everything else, all the voices that you hear are 100% live. So these kids, not only are they dancing through the entire show and acting through the entire show, they are singing their faces off like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm. Like nobody's business. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
To get children to invest in something that's not on their iPhone or their iPad, or they get away from video games and they put their 100% all into something, it's just a wonderful thing. Athletics do that, but then there's this other outlet, and it's called music theater or theater, and acting and performing, and it's just a wonderful thing that you do. How did you become involved with this, Adam?
So I actually found Valverde Stage Productions after COVID. They were doing a production of In the Heights, and I went out and I've heard a lot of things. I had a couple of friends that did shows with them, and I thought, wow, this is a really good opportunity. So I went out there and stuck my neck out, and I got cast in that production. And then I just had such a wonderful experience with them. Every experience with them feels like I'm forming a new group of family because we all get so, tight. That I later came back for their production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I played the Pharaoh, which is like a Elvis-style character. And now I'm back doing Matilda, doing Miss Trunchbull. And I will say, like, doing shows with the Valverdes, I have always been challenged a little bit to do characters and portray characters that I didn't necessarily think of myself as. So them giving that opportunity to me has been like a godsend because it feel like I'm still learning new things about myself, and learning new things about the craft itself, and meanwhile getting to perform alongside some other amazing professionals. And if I'm not loving my experience working with Valverde, then I'm telling people how much I love their shows and how much they should go see them because they're just a really great company to support. And it's not often you find companies like that, especially after COVID. There's not as many theaters around in the Inland Empire, but Valverde is still here. They are still making theater accessible so that people know it's still around and there's still things to do outside of your home and outside of your phone. And it's just a matter of going down and enjoying some good live theater.
Wow. And is there a website that people can refer to buy tickets, or how would they
Yeah,
get
they
tickets?
can go online at www.lewisfamilyplayhouse.com. They can look there for tickets. If they want any other updates about Valverde Stage Productions, they are also on Facebook and Instagram. So if they want to see, maybe if they can't make it to this show, maybe they can make it to the next show, and they can see, they're posting auditions pretty soon for their next production. They're always talking about what's going on, in the community with them, and what's coming up, what's going on stage. So it's a great community production company.
And something to do for the family, that you can go to. And how much what's an average ticket to go to see one of these plays?
Right now we have tickets starting at like $28, and it's a great bang for your buck. It's absolutely worth it. We have some amazing performers who are going to give it their all and make sure that every dollar that you spend is worth what you're spending on tickets. Because
is that an adult ticket?
You're going out to,
is there that's an adult ticket? Are there discounts for children or seniors? Or?
That's for all tickets. Yeah. And then depending on where you sit, it might raise or change. But it's a great little thing to do with your family. Bring your kids if you're trying to introduce somebody to theater. Maybe you're trying to introduce your kids to the Book of Matilda, or maybe they just saw the movie, whether that be the musical movie or the original movie. Maybe they're just being interested into performing, and maybe they want to try it out and see what it's about. I think this is a perfect opportunity for families to bring, especially their young ones, just to see what can come of performing and what they can do.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot that they can do and get involved with. How many hours do these kids dedicate or donate to being in this play, would you estimate?
Oh, estimate? I can't even say. I mean, I've had the luxury of, my character does a few scenes here and there, but our Matilda, who's amazingly played by Everly Kim Bergman, she is on stage almost the entire time. So I can't even say the amount of hours that she's put in, and she is just unbelievable. You cannot help but as soon as when she opens her mouth and just speaks, you just fall in love with her instantly. And I don't think there's only a few times that she ever really leaves stage, but she is in it. Yeah.
Wow. And how does somebody like the person playing Matilda get involved with this? Do they have to have a representative or a manager, or there's just a child that comes in?
Yeah, they can come in. They can find auditions on the VSPI website, or they can find them on Instagram or Facebook. Usually they'll post like a website link, or you can submit virtually, or you can submit. You can actually go in person and sing for them. Mm-hmm. There's no management required, no agency required. It is just about professionals having fun, and people who are just getting into it. You don't have to have a years of experience, but you could have done a couple of community theater shows. You could have done a couple of school shows. And then you could also have done a couple of professional shows as well. So it's really for anybody, yeah.
So my audio engineer in the other room just whispered into my ear while you were talking to me. He says, make sure you ask him if there's any chocolate cake. What's that about?
Oh, so yes, there is. We do the chocolate cake. We do everything that you love about Matilda, we do in the show. And yes, there is a lot of chocolate cake, and we do have one particular character named Bruce who has to commit to the challenge of finishing the chocolate cake because he made Miss Trunchbull a little angry. So yes.
So Eric is my audio engineer, and he's got a little daughter, Grace. And I'm sure that he's probably seen this play then, just because of that reason, right? Right, Eric?
Oh, yeah. I a big fan of the original movie from the 90s, and then when I saw
you watched it as a kid.
Yeah, and then when the Netflix musical came out, me and the kiddo watched it, and big fan as well.
Yeah, so we do everything. We do the chocolate cake, we do the pigtails, we do all the kinds of the newt, we do all kinds of magic and interesting effects and illusions.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure fans of the show or the movies already that are hearing that, these are nice little Easter eggs to make us excited to go see the play live.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's giving us a little bit more, but it's keeping what we already know and love about the story, so it's fantastic.
Well, that's good. I am generational here, I guess, because I missed all that. I'm 63 years old, but Eric, he's in his early 30s, I think, and so he's got a little kiddo there, and he's probably seen plenty of that. And is it kind of like in the vein of Harry Potter, but just with a girl? Am I missing something there? Because it is a British play, right?
Yeah, you can say it's not so mystical. It's still it still has that fantasy element, but it's still it's set in. We're setting it in the 60s. If you watch the movies, it's still current day, but it's there's no like dragons or anything. It's just about a girl who happens to have telekinetic powers, which don't come very often.
Okay, so I'm starting to get the gist of this now. And you are the principal, the actual principal of the school, not the principal of the play. They're the principal.
Miss Trunchbull, yes.
And do you sing in this play?
Yes, I do. I have a couple of I have 2 songs in the show, and they're great. And she sings. If you've seen Matilda or the character of Miss Trunchbull, she's just this awful woman who just hates children, and that's exactly what she sings about in the show. Is just how the main thing about current education should be discipline. And there's just some fun songs, just fun character songs to sing.
Must be a fun. I can tell you really enjoy this part. I can tell.
Yes, I'm having so much fun with this. It has been one of the roles that I have. It's going to be the highlight of my career for the rest of my life. It has been so much fun.
So tell me, Adam, about yourself. Speaking of which, this isn't your first rodeo, I would imagine. What have you done before?
Yeah, I've done some shows all over Southern California. I've done Donkey and Shrek the musical. I've done William Shakespeare in a show called Something Rotten. I've done, as I said before, The Pharaoh in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I've done Cornelius and Hello Dolly. So my resume has kind of ranged from all different types of shows and different types of styles that exist in the musical theater canon. But yeah, I always find myself coming back to Valverde because I'm such a fan of working with them and a fan of the shows that they produce and the way they produce them. So I'm always coming back for more.
Well, you just tugged at my heartstring because I have a cat named Dolly who adopted me, not vice versa. And I sing Hello Dolly to her all the time.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, it's just another beautiful show, yeah.
Yeah, I love that song, and I sing that to her all the time, and she looks at me like, I don't know quite what you're doing, but okay, I'm okay with it.
It comes from love, though. It comes from love, and that's what matters.
That's right. I was on my veranda, I call it, my big long porch in front of my house, and a neighbor was walking by, and I was singing to my cat, but you couldn't see the cat because it was behind the bushes. And I'm singing to this cat, and I didn't realize. I look up, and my neighbor looks at me like, Well, good, very good. She applauds.
You thought you were performing. That's all.
Performing on my stage veranda porch.
Your own personal stage.
That's right. So, yeah, you know what? You got to have fun in life. You got to recreate in life. You got to make plans to have fun. So much of my last decade or so has been dedicated to work, and making radio stations work, because I'm the general manager of the station as well. And I've decided now that I'm going to start planning to have fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to plan to have fun, that you can go to, and give me the website again.
www.lewisfamilyplayhouse.com.
LewisFamilyPlayhouse.com, the same people that our plunge here in San Bernardino is named after, the Lewis Family Playhouse. Is it Lewis Family Playhouse or Lewis Playhouse?
Lewis Family Playhouse.
Lewis Family Playhouse, yeah. I believe it was named after the former Congressman Jerry Lewis. And or maybe it was named after the developers. I don't know. There's two family names that way. I don't know. I'm off in the weeds. Let's just come back from the briar patch. Anyway, we only have about 3 minutes. So if you wanted to convince people to come to this play, I'm going to give you a minute or so to say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Adam Granados, the principal of Agatha Trunchbull in Matilda, and you're on.
Oh, can I do it as Miss Trunchbull, though?
Sure, that'd be wonderful.
Let me do the character voice for you, okay? Let me get in character here. Hello, you maggots. I know you're dying to get out of your house, but I think the most entertaining thing you can do for your child, those little stink bowls sitting in your living room, is take them down to the Lewis Family Playhouse and come sing me. Not Matilda. See Miss Trunchbull. Tell them I have some chocolate cake waiting for them. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Wonderful. I just heard Don Williamson say ta-ta, too. Adam, it's been such a pleasure to have you on here and to talk about this play. The Matilda, the musical, it is on from June 18th through the 26th, correct?
Yes.
Tickets are $28, and you can find them on the Lewis Family Playhouse website, I would believe.
Yes.
And is this a sellout kind of thing? Do the people need to buy these tickets like now, or
we have plenty of seats for evening shows. Matinee tickets right now are a little scarce, but we still have plenty of room.
And how is the parking at the Lewis Family Playhouse? Since it's in the Victoria Gardens, do they have a dedicated parking area for the theater?
Yeah, we actually have two dedicated parking structures that are right next to the buildings.
Oh,
so you don't have to walk very far.
Pretty easy then. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Adam Granados and Mrs. Trunchbull. I can't do it as well as you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And it's always a pleasure to talk to someone from the theater. Donald Williamson, that brings us to the end of our show. And that brings us to the end of our interview. Thank you, Adam. And thank you to Eric Asarios, our audio engineer, who contributed to the show as well. I'm Mark Westwood. For Donald Williamson, Taxsaver, and more, we're over and out, and we'll see you next week at the same time, same bat channel.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
NBC ABC News Radio, I'm Scott Carr. The White House says some of the things President Trump may talk about tonight during a primetime address will shock Americans. The White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt tells reporters today Trump's remarks will show Americans that elections are not as secure as voters might think. Trump has continuously claimed the 2020 election was stolen from him and is pushing Senate Republicans now to pass his Save America voter ID bill. The New York Post is reporting Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego has been involved in sexual relationships with at least 2 House staffers. They report it appears the relationships happened while Gallego was unmarried, and there's been no allegations of harassment. Congressional rules do not bar sexual relations between